just have to turn off the TV here now.
Yeah, it's a kind of a distraction.
Ah, perfect. It works.
No, it's perfect.
Here. Sorry, we have to turn off the TV. Are we?
Alright,
We're
turn off the
recording.
TV.
Okay.
Johnny, go for it.
Yay! Here, we'll
Here
start
we go.
with this one. And it's two.
Those are Corey.
Oh, all these kind?
Well, except for that blue box.
Blue box is Dad's.
Blue box,
I'm
Mark.
pretty sure the blue box
Sony.
is mine.
I think that's
Sony is cool
you
because
can forget that noise, Corey.
Well, you know.
It stays at 7,000.
Even the candy cane one? Is the candy cane one right?
I don't
What
know.
candy cane one?
The one on top of the
Oh, CD. Please. I love you too.
Oh, Jesus, see the old fart. Get out of here.
CD's just trying to milk.
You need to go outside and take your little
Yeah.
ancient dog poopy shit.
No.
Damn.
I think the dog wants out.
Whoa, that's a real eye opener.
Why don't you go ahead and
I'm
Get bits.
sorry, that's probably.
Wow, I'll just set this down.
Oh my
My
god.
ears.
I knew it when I saw the Sony.
And
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh.
Cool.
and
CD, come here, you piece
I
of
believe
crap.
you.
Come here.
Like I know.
I remember shaking
Yeah, I was gonna
these
say.
boxes.
Come on. Come on, CD, get your ass over here.
two big
Okay.
from Dad.
You're out.
Wow, cool. I got a
Hey,
big
Corey.
bag.
Forgot my point.
Oh, I know who this is for. Right?
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Well,
Oh yeah, I was getting
Dan can open it.
I think I know what this is.
Two big from John and Dad.
Who's this from?
From John and Dad.
Okay, mostly food.
Whose is that?
Yeah, I found that on the corner.
Yeah.
Feels like it's
Yeah, Santa not only had cheese and milk, he left a couple of beers by the fireplace. Fucking lush.
Two
This is
big
for
from
my-
John.
This is for my future driver.
Me?
Him.
Holy
Me?
Recent future driver.
Does that mean
That'd be
something
bad.
that I'm gonna...
No, don't get
It's a
yourself.
driving
You're gonna get
instruction video.
you're gonna get your learner's permit when you're 18,
Come on.
and then you get a full-time job to pay for the insurance.
Not for Dad.
I
To
know.
Mom.
The license plate.
Yes, it'll.
Mm,
From
Yeah,
all
so
of
I
us
get
to you.
The license plate and the new KU shirt
The new KU shirt
and the new Tommy Hilfiger for senior citizens cologne.
They make one of those.
Well, I'm sure I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna have a list this long at graduation. I'm
Probably
gonna
Dad.
be opening presents for hours.
To Dad, from all of us to you. Mostly for Mom. I just take something.
Make
Is that what it says?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I tell the truth.
I just take crap.
Credit.
Credit.
I'm sure you credit.
Alright,
Yeah.
Slapwood.
Gee, thanks, Sam.
Another
Say
one
it's
to
from
Mom
Walmart.
from all of
Right,
us.
Well, somewhere around there.
Well, why don't you open a few and then go back and get the rest? You
Yeah,
don't have
let's-
to get them
Good
all out
idea.
first.
Okay.
I'm curious.
What?
Yes. See, these are in cases.
Oh, good.
What did you get, baby?
Ah, cool. Gran Turismo 3
They're not CDs in.
for your PlayStation.
Oh, now we can play on
It's
the
not
disc.
your PlayStation. It's
It's
the PlayStation that will be shared.
That's cool.
Like
That's a
Ben's
gift
GameCube,
for
like
both.
the GameCube.
I've
The
heard
GameCube
very
was
good
for
things
him.
about that. About how it's a good
I let you
driving
play
game.
If there's one argument over that PlayStation, I will take the son of a bitch and you'll never see it again. So says Anti-Claus.
And we just got it on film, so we will play it back if need be.
Cool Shock
That we were
2.
warned, right?
PlayStation.
Yes.
Ooh.
Those things have
And the
DVD
thing only
players.
comes with one.
Yeah.
So you pretty much have to get two.
Just throw 'em
I was
out.
gonna say,
Vito.
also my controllers from our PlayStation
They're
1 work
always
too.
good.
So
Which one is it?
Same one I have, but I like these. They're good.
what's that?
I don't not worry if it's the
No.
same one.
You don't understand. The cards
No,
inside are all
you-
different.
You don't understand. That was for your brother.
Hey, John, get over here.
Graham?
No, that's all right. I'll stay.
Oh, goodness.
Mom.
I'm here, I think.
So now.
Okay, we need to get something for Gigi or
Can we
something maybe.
start?
Start! Go!
Okay.
I like.
So that's for your
Yeah.
Here, mommy.
Pokemon is her favorite.
I'm trying to think what I told her, and I'm thinking I cannot picture that.
I said,
Perfect.
well, I got way too much Pokemon paper.
Get rid of it.
These two
I
work
was with
together.
her on that up to that point. Not the one she
Oh,
said,
I
not this one, but
The other
earlier
one.
versions. We went all
Oh,
through
he's
that.
very
Uh-huh.
cool. Oh, it's on the front.
And
On the top. Oh, I forgot to put it on the
Inspector comes in the rat. The rat. And what's
I
his,
go to bed at night, I'll be in there sleeping and I'll wake, she'll be laughing at one of those things.
I just
Wake me
can't,
up.
I laugh and laugh at him.
I don't know how you have time to watch TV.
She does.
Late at night,
Well,
late
Yeah.
at night. I don't need a whole lot of sleep, I don't think. I go to bed kind of, toddles off kind of early, then I've got a couple of hours that I just watch.
Hi, mommy.
Here, baby. You're making a snowman?
Yes.
Cool. You know, Corey and John building a snowman. Corey getting exercise.
Yeah.
It's the day after Christmas. We had beautiful snow.
Tell her CD's going to the bathroom.
Oh, great.
I'm serious.
Mine off yellow.
I think I might have gotten too big on one side. Uh-oh.
Please, please, please. I can make a Pikachu snowman.
All right, John.
It's so yellow.
Well, it's kind of cold, guys. I'll film the finished product.
All right, hey. Look at our snowman.
I made it.
We made it. See, it's a KU fan.
Oh, very nice.
I don't know, what do you want to name him? We can come up with something better than that.
Jory.
What?
It's our names combined. Jory.
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 Jory. J-O-R-Y. Is that
Just
right?
call me Jory. Okay, Jory.
Jory. Good job. Now I'm going to go inside because it's cold.
Okay.
Mommy! What?
You might want to go in through the garage so that you can take off your shoes or something. You guys were supposed to bring me in a couple more pieces of wood. No headshots, John. You too.
You got the cold? The cold. Uh-oh, you lost your hat. All right, let's go inside. I'm cold.
Bring me in a couple pieces of wood and put them in the garage. Thank you, thank you.
John? Do you want the dry ones? Or do you...
Well, I don't care.
John, help me.
John, you could partake in a couple too.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
Scared?
I'm disabled.
You are not.
Mom,
What?
doesn't that look like wood?
I know, but that's probably not enough. Another couple won't hurt.
It's enough.
South of downtown, gonna take 20 years to complete the project.
Jeez.
This path out here to your right front is a multiple purpose path, walking, jogging, biking, inline skating, rollerblading, and it runs the full length.
I can. Yeah, you should.
Here right in front we have Soldier Field, dedicated to the men and women of the armed forces. It's also home of the Chicago Bears football team and the Chicago Fire soccer team. As you can see, Soldier Field has been renovated now. They're building a new stadium inside of the old stadium. That's being done to preserve the columns you see on either side of the field here. It's being done at a cost of $632 million. And it's being done under strong objections from people who never wanted the work to begin in the first place. They even sued to have this work stopped before the work began. So the very next day after we lost that crucial game to the Philadelphia Eagles 2 years ago, Wrecking Crews was inside this place the very next day ripping it apart. I've never seen them move at such a frantic pace. They threw out some 60,000 seats in a couple of days. That suit is still pending, although about 3 months ago they changed it to read that when the work stopped and the stadium returned to its original state. So when we get around to the front side, you look over there and tell me you think they're going to succeed in having that work stopped. Just a couple of weeks ago I heard that a judge may overrule the people that's developing it and make them tear it all down and put it back to the original state. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but they're saying that could happen. Coming up the light in front of us now is McFedrick's Drive. We're going to do a right turn east to the museum campus, which houses the Field Museum of Natural History, Shedd Aquarium, Antler Planetarium, Bakersfield Field, and Soldier Field. Oh, that's Kosciuszko.
Oh, that little plane just doing something. So they have to take them all out by Thanksgiving. Because the lake freezes. I'm leaving you, so don't worry. We're in the Adler Planetarium. We had snow this morning. Are you finished, John?
Yeah. You're gonna go throw it away. Don't let them steal my icy.
Whoops. Those are cool.
Chicago, housing the world's second largest collection of French Impressionistic art. It said if you stood on the steps out there between the two lions long enough, you'd see every visitor that ever come to the city of Chicago walk through those doors over there, the Art Institute on your left. On the right, we have Orchestra Hall, home of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Orchestra Hall on the right. 3 years ago, the interior and exterior was completely redone at a cost of $110 million.
That's a garage. That's a park.
The stairwells and escalators on your right here, they lead down to the underground parking garage that we're riding directly above right now.
Yeah. Really cool left-hand turn sign.
All right, we have Roosevelt University, the alma mater of our late Mayor Harold Washington. Architects was Adler and Sullivan, built in 1889. On the left, the two bareback riders facing one another. One's the bowman, the other one's the spearman. The You look at the positioning of the hands to tell which one's the bowman and which one's the spearman. We're doing it right now, traveling west on Congress Parkway, which is the beginning of Interstate 290. It's also the beginning of the old Route 66. On the left, we have the Congress Plaza Hotel. It's the oldest hotel in the city of Chicago, built in 1893. On the right, opposite end of Roosevelt University, we have the Auditorium Theater, Chicago's acoustically perfect landmark. Coming up into the next block is State Street, the Great Street, the one Frank Sinatra sang about. 30 years ago, State Street was the main shopping district for all Chicagoland. State Street also separates the east side from the west side. We're sitting on the east side now. When we cross the street, we'll be entering the west side. The bigger no man can escape to a 5-inch wide opening. The windows are also splayed outward so the persons on the inside can get a better view of the outside wall. In back of that, there's a building there with a statue up on the rooftop. You're looking at the Board of Trades building there, the world's largest grain exchange. That statue up there serviced the goddess of grain. At the time the sculptor did that work, that was the tallest building in all Chicagoland. He decided not to put a base on the work, figured who's going to be able to see a base from 500 feet below. Well, since that time, other buildings are towering over that structure, and we all now know that that's a little lady up there with no face. In back of that, the tall dog building with the white antennas up on the top, you're looking at the Sears Tower, the world's third tallest building. Up until 6 years ago, the Sears Tower had been the world's tallest building, but it lost that honor to the Petronas Twin Towers, completed in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. They now hold the title of being the world's tallest building. But our observation deck here at the Sears Tower is 150 feet taller than the observation deck on the Malaysian building. We still have the world's tallest rooftop at 1,454 feet above street level, 1,730 feet counting antennas on the top. Elevators take you from below street level up to the observation deck in 70 seconds. On a clear day, you can see the full surrounding stage from up there. If you have real eagle-like eyes, you can look down on your rooftops back over in Vancouver, Canada from up there. Now, you've all probably heard the term Chicago Loop mentioned before, and you might wonder what we're talking about when we say Chicago Loop. Note this elevator structure right here in front of us. The Chicago Transit Authority trains traveling around those tracks up there. These tracks form a rectangle around part of the downtown area. The rectangle is 5 blocks wide, east to west, 7 blocks long, north to south. Everything inside the rectangle, we call it the loop. And we are now entering the loop. Note the skyscraper on the right here, one of the oldest skyscrapers in the world, an office building, been converted to luxury apartments right here in the heart of downtown. As we drive around the day, well, there's much of that going on all over the whole downtown area. Yeah. Right now, I want you to look to your left at this skyscraper on your left. It's one of the oldest in the world, built in 1891. If you look through these doors and windows right here on your left, you can see the walls are 6 feet thick at the base. Reason being, they weren't using steel in the superstructure in 1891, so they made those walls 6 feet thick at the base to support the upper 16 floors. Critics of the day were saying the wind would blow the building over. It's been here over 100 years now, and the wind didn't blow it over yet. This is the Monadnock building, used mostly by attorneys, except for the first floor, which houses stores, shops, restaurants. There's also a hallway running through the center of the building. You can walk the full block inside the building, the Monadnock building. As we cross the street now, on both sides of the street we have the federal buildings. On the left is the Kluzinski building, housing the Internal Revenue Service and offices. On the right is the Dirksen building, housing the federal courtrooms where the prisoners are brought from the prisoner block behind us, and offices. The one-story building to your left, right over here, is the post office for the heart of downtown. The 3 buildings were designed by architect Mies van der Rohe. The red sculpture on the plaza to your left here is the Flamingo by Calder. Or is it an ostrich with his head buried in the sand? Calder calls it the Flamingo. Note the heavy concrete barriers put around the base of these buildings out there. They were put out there several months ago to keep someone from driving a vehicle loaded with explosives into the building to blowing them up. Hopefully it'll work. And if you look across the street at the corner right there, look down at that skyscraper, that's the brand new building there. The final touches are being done to the interior right now. It's the Dearborn Center, 35 stories tall with 1.5 million square feet of space. It's said that we only have 2 seasons here in the city of Chicago, winter and construction. Now when we get this bus out to the intersection, I want you to look a half block to the right. You can observe a famous German restaurant. They've been at that location 105 years. They're noted for making their own beer. Burkhoff's restaurant there, Burkhoff's.
Burkhoff's.
Now I
read
want you
about
to
them.
look to your left, underneath the scaffolding on your left. Here we have the Marquette building. You're named in honor of the missionary explorer, Father Marquette. As we pause briefly, you can read some of the inscriptions above the doorways there.
Interesting.
This building on the right houses corporate headquarters for what's left of Arthur Anderson and Company.
I guess that's not funny.
When we get out to this intersection, now you look a half block to the right, you'll observe the Schubert Theater there with the allergist's wife playing there now.
Oh, that's right.
The Schubert on your right. As we cross the street on the right, we have an all stainless steel building here. This is the Inland Steel Building, built in 1958. The first skyscraper to be built in the downtown area after World War II. Now if you look to your left at the mosaic on the plaza, you're looking at the Four Seasons done by Marc Chagall. Looking at this building on your left front, you're looking at the largest bank in the city of Chicago, formerly First National. It's now Bank One. It's 850 feet tall. The building has a very odd architectural design. It's shaped like the letter A. If you stood up on the stairwells there and look up to what the rooftop, this building appears to be falling down on you. Anyone looking up there? We're coming up to Madison Street now. Madison separates the north side from the south side. We're sitting on the south side now. When we cross the street, we'll be entering the north side. State Street, which we crossed the block to the right over there, separates the east side from the west side. Keeping that in mind, if you know what hundred you want to go north, south, east, or west, you can find your way around in this city very easily. Looking across the street to your right, we had a new home of Susan Roebuck there. Susan Roebuck had moved the store from downtown 18 years ago. Now they've made a comeback. Grand opening was about a year ago. 50,000 people lined up for blocks around to get a chance to browse around on grand opening day there. As we cross the street now, look to your left front at the steel and glass building here. You're looking at the Richard J. Daley Center, named in honor of our current mayor's father, who held office longer than any other mayor, 21 years, 1955 to 1976. Note that steel sculpture on the plaza to your left here. That was a gift to the city of Chicago by Picasso. He didn't give the work a name. He allows you to view it, to name it what you will. Some people call it a bird, fish, baboon, horse, giraffe, woman. Whatever you call it, that's what it is. Look behind that iron fence right here on your left. There's an eternal flame lit down there, lit in honor of all the men and women that died in the various wars of this country. We're coming up to Randolph Street now, known as the Theater District. To your right front, we have the Oriental Sports Center there. That's a fine theater. Across the street to your left, we have the Goodman Theater. That's a brand new building and a brand new location for the Goodman. Goodman Theater had been housed in the Institute building. We now have 5,500 seats here in the Theater District. We're going to go left now, travel west on Randolph Street. For those interested in obtaining tickets to various events around town, you might want to come here to Hot Ticks at 78 West Randolph to get your tickets. Hot Ticks on your right for your tickets. Now, note the steel and glass building across the street to your right. You're looking like a spaceship landing upside down. You're looking at the State of Illinois building, renamed the James R. Thompson Center, named in honor of one of our Republican governors with our Democratic mayor right across the street to the left. State of Illinois building on the right is a huge atrium. You can stand below street level, look all the way up to the top. Elevators are glass enclosed. You can see the people riding up and down. That sculpture there on the right is the Monument of Standing Beach by Dubuffet. On the left is the county building for the county of Cook. Cook County is the second largest county in the country population-wise, second only to Los Angeles County, California, and we're now riding in Cook County. On the left again, the opposite end of the county building, we have City Hall here. I'm sure you've all heard of City Hall, Chicago, and the many council wards we have here. Chicago is made up of 50 wards with one alderman from each ward. Those 50 aldermen and the mayor, Richard M. Daley, they do battle up there each day over city business. We've come up to LaSalle Street now. LaSalle Street is the main partnership district for all Chicagoland. 8 of the largest banks in the country are located on and near LaSalle. There's over 100 banks on LaSalle.
Been by here at some point.
When we get this bus out to the intersection here, I want all of you to look to the left, way down to the dead end and up into the sky. You're going to get another view of the lady with no face atop the Board of Trade's building down there. Can you see her? To your left. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you tell whether she's got
Clear
a face
up
or
on the
not?
top. See? She's like a standing lady. See?
We've come up to this elevated structure once again now. What that means is we'll travel from the east side of the loop to the west side of the loop. When we pass underneath this structure, we'll be leaving the loop. We won't be leaving downtown, however, only that part called the loop. Gonna do a right turn now, traveling north on Franklin. Coming up to Wacker Drive here in front of us. Wacker Drive is the only street in the downtown area running both north, south, east, and west. At this location is running east to west. One block to the left and turns south. It's a 2-level street. There's another level directly underneath us. It was built 75 years ago, and in such disrepair they had to tear the whole thing out and redo it, taking 2 years to complete at a cost of $200 million. I'm talking about a 3/4 mile section of double-deck roadway recently completed at a cost of $200 million, and we're right on a newly completed portion of it right now. Now on your left, that massive gray building there, you're looking at the nation's second largest office building. Second only to the Pentagon of Washington, D.C. in size. The building sits on 5.5 acres. That's 2 full city blocks. It's 25 stories tall, 20,000 people work in that building, and another 20,000 people visit that building each day. And that's the Merchandise Mart Plaza there. It's so large it has its own zip code. 4,500,000 square feet of space in that building. First 2 floors been converted to a shopping mall. The 4th and 7th floor used by the Chicago Transit Authority. The rest of that building used by people in the merchandising business, not open to the general public, although they do give guided tours in that building each weekday. It was once owned by the Kennedy family. Our late President John F. Kennedy Joseph bought that building from Marshall Fields in 1945 for $12.5 million. Some 6 years ago, the Kennedy family sold that building and some other property for $625 million. The Merchandise Mart Plaza there. To your left front, the building with the green tinted windows and the red brick and the flags up on the top, you're looking at corporate headquarters for Helene Curtis. The main plant for Helene Curtis is some 4 miles to the rear of us. Now, if you look out to your left front at the Twin Towers over there, they're 60 stories tall. The first 18 floors is used to park your automobile.
Oh, look at the parking lot.
You drive your own in the middle of the Chicago River. The Chicago River flows naturally into Lake Michigan, a half-mile to the right out there. But between the years 1880 and 1900, we had to make the Chicago River flow in the wrong direction. That's backwards, away from the lake. That was done for sanitary reasons, to keep the waters of the lake out here clean. That's where all our drinking water comes from. That's one of the greatest engineering feats of all time out there. When that project was first completed in 1900, it was considered to be the 8th wonder of the world.
Oh, those ball things light up. Remember the ball things that we saw earlier? I thought they were balloon things.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the right, this is the plaza where DuSable built his log cabin and outpost down the river's edge back in 1779. Now I want y'all to look to the curb on the right-hand side, just through the front windshield of this bus here. You look to the curb, you'll see a small information sign here with a brief life history of Catherine and John Baptiste DuSable, directly in front of the bus right now. Can you see it? Anyone see it?
Yep.
Right by the front door of the bus if you're looking for it. DuSable traded with Native Americans, the British, and the French, and the city of Chicago grew from that little outpost. On your right front, you have Chicago's own radio station WGN and the Chicago Tribune in Towers, the largest newspaper in the city. As we drive slowly past this Tribune in Towers, look closely at the walls, you'll see some little object embedded in the walls of your state or from your country. Look above the golden fire plug here on the right, a piece of the Alamo there.
Oh. So we must be close to our hotel.
Also, when we cross the Chicago River, we entered into the beginning of what we call the Magnificent Mile. The Magnificent Mile begins at the river there, ends 1 mile in front of us. All the finest stores and shops are found along the back mile, and we're going to drive its entirety.
Woohoo!
Walnut Springs.
This what?
Springs on the track.
Oh, Oh, look at that.
On your left, Nordstrom's, a brand new building and a brand new location. Nordstrom opened up its store downtown in the summer of 2000.
Hugo Boss. Yeah, Mom would love you under. Oh, see, there's Marriott. We're right next door.
As we cross the street, on the left corner, you got Eddie Bar. Well, we did cross it, but across the street to your left there, you have Eddie Bar there.
Yeah.
Headed bow to your left, and in the middle of the block, you have the Levi's store on the left.
Ooh, look at that. Those little like Tiffany ones.
As we cross the street, over on the corner left is Cartier, on the right corner, Burberry's, an English store. Stores in London, Brussels, Paris, New York. They make clothing for the royal family of England. Now look to the corner left over here. We have Crate and Barrel over there. Look at the shape of that building. It's shaped like a crate and a barrel.
Oh, cool.
As we cross the street, on the corner left, Handix Footwear, Johnston Murphy Shoes. On the right, headquarters for Sony and Nike Town. Second home of the recently retired, now out of retirement, injured, and now playing again, Michael Jordan. The gymnasium inside there.
Mom, it's Sony headquarters.
Try to buy a pair of gym shoes here at Nike Town. You can try them out before you leave the building.
We have to go.
On your left, you got the Terra Museum of American Art, called the Jewel of the Magnificent Mile. And if you like popcorn, you gotta just try a bag of this Garrett's popcorn. See them lined up out there. Sometimes when it's warmer, they're lined up for half a block around. You get a bag of that corn. You go over and you buy a bag of it, and I guarantee you're gonna come back for more. Over on the corner left now, we have the Omni Hotel there. The Omni is an all-suites hotel, and this is where all the guests for the Winfrey Show stay when they're in town. Behind the flagpole there is the old Chicago Waterworks pumping station. It was built in 1866, and it still pumps water for this area. Those two buildings in front of us here, they're the only two structures left standing in this area after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. Now, if you look above and beyond the pumping station on the right, look up at that gray marble structure there. Up at the top, you see Watertown Place written up there. That's the Watertown Place shopping mall. Now look down to the opposite end of the mall, at that tower up there. You're looking up at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel and condominiums. And this is where talk show hostess Oprah Winfrey lives. She lives on the two top floors up there, living on one floor, using the other one for recreation.
Oh my God.
Recreation.
The pumping station on the right here is also the official visitor center for the city of Chicago.
Oh, that's where Marshall Fields. Why then?
As we cross the street, on the right, on the left that is, it's Borders Books and Music. On the right, the Watertown Place Shopping Mall. 7 floors of fine stores and shops dominated by Marshall Fields and Lord & Taylor. On the left, Victoria's Secret, Marlene's Basement, FAO Sports, and the structure. As we cross the street now, note this tall dark building on the right here. You're looking at the third tallest building in the city of Chicago, the John Hancock Center. The first 42 floors house stores, shops, offices, restaurants, and above that you got luxury condominiums. If you live in a building like the Hancock, there's never any excuse for being late for work. You simply come downstairs to your office, and if you don't feel like cooking, you go into one of the restaurants. This building also houses the world's fastest elevators, taking you from below street level up to the 94th floor observation deck and restaurant in 39 seconds. Look to your right, just below the street level there, you have the Cheesecake Factory down there. On the left, we have the 4th Presbyterian Church. It seats 1,500. They do free concerts out there on the plaza throughout the spring, summer, and fall.
I wonder what Weston that is.
As we cross the street, over on the corner left is Max Mara. On the right, Fratelli Rossetti, Marlowe, and Bulgaria, all on the right. On the left, you got Bloomingdale's, Gucci, J. Crew, Mark Shale, Williams-Sonoma. As we cross the street now, on the right, we have the Drake Hotel here. The Drake is not a large hotel, but it's fit for kings and queens. This is where the foreign dignitaries like to stay when they come to town. This is where Princess Diane stayed when she visited us a little more than 4 years ago. Well, we've come to the end of the Magnificent Mile now, and the beginning of the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast begins here at Oak Street, ends 1 mile in front of us. It includes the high-rise you're going to be seeing on your left over here. For the next mile, it's 4 blocks deep to the left, and this is where the wealthy people live along the Gold Coast. Now, for those of you that's going to do some shopping along the Magnificent Mile, and you find you can't spend all the money you'd like to spend on the Mag Mile itself, you might want to come here to Oak Street, the street we're facing here, do the 2 blocks to your left over here. Some of the finest boutiques anywhere in the world found along Oak Street. We're about to take a roadway now called Lakeshore Drive, Outer Drive. It is Highway 41. You heard me say a while back that you could walk from 2.5 miles west of downtown Chicago in the waters of the lake all the way up to the downtown area, and that water wouldn't come up to your waist. You probably thought I was saying the lake out here is a shallow lake. No, it's not a shallow lake. It's the 5th largest body of freshwater in the world, the 3rd largest of the Great Lakes chain. It's 118 miles wide, 321 miles long, and more than 900 feet deep out in the center parts. On your right, we have Lake Michigan and the Oak Street Beach. If you look way out into the lake to the right, you see that circular building standing in the water out there. Anyone see it? If you see it, you're looking at a water crib. Water is picked up from the bottom of the lake out there, brought in through underground tunnels to the various water filtration plants. The cribs are located 2.5 miles offshore, spaced some 3 miles apart, all along Chicago's 29 miles of shoreline. As you can see, we're just a couple of feet above water's edge out there. We get storms throughout the year with winds blowing from east to west. If the wind speeds exceed 30 miles an hour, it creates huge waves that come crashing across the roadway here. Sometimes it's such force it shuts the outer drive down. Look through the trees on your right now. We have the North Avenue Beach House out there. Note the shape of that beach house. It's shaped like a ship, including the portholes and the smokestacks.
That's funny. That is very, very funny.
Martha's falling up again. What happened to that beautiful sunshine?
On the left, Lincoln Park, the largest park in the city of Chicago with 1,200 acres. Begins here, ends about 6 miles in front of us. It's not a wide strip, it's a long, narrow strip. On the right, the North Avenue beach, the wooden pilings you see out there, they used to break the force of the waves that come crashing into the shoreline. You'll also notice that sand there is piled in huge rows. They do that each fall to keep that sand from being washed away by the winter storms. But even so, in the springtime, they have to haul out new truckloads of sand.
Where they get it? Breather till the Navy Thank you.
Sitting on the rooftops watching the game for free over the fences right here. Now look one block to your west. Look up at the rooftops out there. They got bleachers built on top of the buildings there.
Oh,
Can you see them?
Yeah.
In the middle of the block on the left, these gentlemen also built bleachers on top of their buildings. This one guy calls his the Lakeview Baseball Club. Memberships now available. Interested parties call 935-1880. Now get this, you'll pay him to watch the game for free over the fences here. And for those who have listened to the Cubs on radio and TV over the years, I'm sure you're familiar with the late announcer for the Cubs. Each time a Cub team member would hit a ball, he would let go with, there goes the drive, it's going back, way back, gonna be out of here. The second baseman caught it. Harry Carey, that's a sculpture of Harry Carey there on your right, doing his 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Harry Carey died some 4 years ago. His grandson Chip is the announcer for the Cubs now. So I suggest to you all that when you come back here next fall to observe the World Series being played right here in the beautiful confines of Wrigley Field, don't drive your automobiles or ride buses or cabs. Take the Chicago Transit Authority train that stops at the Red Line station on the left. You'll see that as soon as I make this left turn. You get off the train, you walk downstairs, walk right across the street into the ballpark. No hassle with parking the automobiles or the massive traffic jams. They have huge public parking garages, parking lots that is, located walking distance from the park. But some are so far away they have to bus the people in by bus. But the smart people take the Red Line train coming up on your left right here. Get off the train, walk downstairs into the ballpark. On the left again, a statue of Alexander Hamilton, the first United States Treasurer, all dressed up in gold. We're riding south on Stockton Drive now. We've entered into Lincoln Park.
On the other side of it, isn't it? Because my battery is going dead.
Whoa.
I just put a new battery in. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, I can see the highway on
Why is my battery flashing?
Yeah, that's the Hancock Towers, the Tabor buildings.
Yeah.
Then but the building with the domes on top, that's a bit, I think that's a tribute building. The Ridley building's not that tall, it's right there, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. But that's a pretty piece of architecture too. Spot on top.
Buckingham Fountain right there. Thanks. Everybody has cameras. Museum campus.
Go back. Press back.
Back again.
With the trade, that's clear on the other end. Stop pressing that.
Sorry. Here's how it's got it.
Maybe here. Michigan in the background. So we got a switch. Lunch at the planetarium yesterday out there. And over there somewhere is Soldier Field. And now I'm going to go to the west. This is facing to the south. I guess would be more like it. And here's looking down from where I am. Chicago River. Chicago River goes. Well, it curves apparently. To the west, I think.
Wow, we're high up. That would be a very hurtful fall if we were to suddenly fall. Yeah, they're not.
Going down from the Sears Tower.
That would be more than anyone.
Get the elevator thing. I'll be at the
Not
stores.
near as fast. John told me to go.
Okay, you can get off of it, I guess.
Yeah, it takes